Hi guys, it is Patricia, your independent Scentsy consultant from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. Today I'm excited to bring to you the new series for Tester Tuesday, which is the Fall and Winter New Scents Edition. So we're going to do all the new releases and all the new to catalog scents. There are 15 scents altogether, 10 new releases, 4 returning scents of the month, and 1 from a collection. So if we do 3 each week, it will take us 5 weeks to get through. This is week 1. So what happens is I have testers to use up. I actually purchased additional transition kits. I purchased 4 altogether, 2 for my main stash and 2 to warm. And that's probably why I have so many testers. But each tester is about 3/4 of a cube. So I have 2 testers to warm. So what I do is I take those 2 testers together, which is 1.5 cubes, and I warmed all 3 scents this time in my bedroom. I'm going to try to warm them in my bedroom because then I have a consistent reading. And that's where we're going. So let's get into the votes from last week. We had 250 votes, a record-setting vote week. And I should mention, Tester Tuesday was actually 2 years old, mid-July, so that's nice. And also, I would like to thank every subscriber and viewer because I reached over 2,000 subscribers, and we've had lots of new subscribers, so welcome. So 250 votes. But what one came out on top? Well, we have this beautiful pinkish lilac colored wax of Cloudberry Dreams. This one here had 33% of the vote. So much so I could see it pulling ahead that I started warming this on Tuesday. And in second place with 23% of the vote is Almond Croissant, a beige color wax. And in third place we have Autumn Road Trip and orange colored wax, and this one had 22% of the vote. So let's talk about our first place scent this week. It is Cloudberry Dreams. In the fruity category, a new release. On Cold Sniff, this is about a medium intensity. And the scent description for Cloudberry Dreams is sweet raspberry and a whisper of rose soar through billowy bursts of peach and vanilla. So I definitely get raspberry. It's like a juicy raspberry. It doesn't smell perfumey on its own, and I'll tell you why I know that. Yes, I definitely get rose. It is not a whisper. Does anybody have a kid that, like, when they try to whisper, they still talk really loud? Well, that's the way the rose presents here. It is pretty noticeable. And peach, I don't really get until the very end. And vanilla, I get. So I have written down here, I have the raspberry comes in first. It's softened by a sweet vanilla marshmallow tone. It reminds me of a better version of Angel 624. So if you like that scent, you might like it. It's a juicy, billowy raspberry that's sweet. And then Simply Rose comes in after about 45 minutes in the warmer. So what it reminds me of is, so there's this concoction in England called Eton Mess, and it's like, I think it's like a strawberry whipped cream with meringue all jostled together, and like the strawberries are juicy. And so this would be like a raspberry Eton Mess at the beginning, like it was very juicy raspberry. You could smell like vanilla, almost like a meringue sweetness, something like that. So like pretend you're at like Wimbledon pre-coronavirus and you're in the royal box and you're eating your Eton Mess, and then all of a sudden the queen walks in and she's carrying a bouquet of roses, and there you go, folks. After a while you're like, personally I'm not a rose fan. I like lots of florals, but I don't really like rose. So personally I'm like, the queen, you can just leave now. Go away. I'm just happy with I would have been happy more with the raspberry version of Eton Mess, the raspberry juicy. The rose is definitely there. So what I said in my first sniffs was like 40-40 raspberry rose, and I probably stick to that. Now the vanilla is definitely there, and it's more of a like marshmallowy sweet vanilla. So at the very end, I think I could smell less. This is the one I warmed first, so I'm trying to think early in the week. I felt like I could smell more like a raspberry peach. It's like the rose kind of left, which I was kind of happy about, if that's my memory correct. Now let me tell you how this did. So I put these 2 cubes, these 2 testers here in my bedroom, which is a 25 watt bulb free to fly warmer. This is a medium sized room. So at first I thought the strength and throw was about 7.5 to 8. It was very fragrant right away. Boom, I could smell it. But after a while, it builds. It was like 9 out of 10 in this room. So in a bigger zone, it would actually be a slighter, less strength and throw. And I left going 2 days, 28 hours. So no problems with performance. I think if you're someone that likes Angel 624, Simply Rose. If you're more of a spring summer person, because this is definitely not a fall and winter scent, this is the scent that they give people that don't like fall and winter. They're like, here you go, here's a new little nugget of sweetness to try to make you happy. So that's this one this year. I would say you could warm this in any area of your home. It would probably do fine in an open concept. And if you wanted to mix, you could try mixing Angel with it. You could try mixing another sweet fruity scent with it to bring out the fruit part. If you like rose, you could really mix Simply Rose and kind of highlight the rose part of it. Will I repurchase this? I will repurchase one and I will try it out because I like to try it out more than just these two little testers. It's a pretty good scent. If I loved rose, I would love this even more. And that is Cloudberry Dreams. Okay, the next scent we're going to talk about, scent number 2, is Almond Croissant. This is about a medium or a medium light intensity on cold sniff. And it is in the bakery section, and it is, I can't speak. It's very early in the morning here. This is also a new release. So the scent description is, a fresh baked croissant is made even more heavenly with cinnamon sugar and an infusion of almond. I would say this is not a true almond croissant scent to me, but I do really like it anyway. I definitely get dough, like a dough note with like a melted butter and a depth, a little bit of a cinnamon depth. It's not, doesn't scream punch in your face cinnamon. It's more of a bakery cinnamon. And I also get like a ground almond, or like an almond with the skin on, like a little bit of an earthy almond. Definitely not an almond extract. So this one here, if you had an area of your home, I forget what you call them, I'm at a loss for words, like where you go in and you have all your pantry. If you had a Scentsy pantry of baked goods, I would feel like if you pulled off the shelf, you would pull off a little bit of churro, and then you would pull off a little bit of butter pecan without the maple, and then you would pull off a little bit of cotton candy cookie without the cotton candy part. Mix them all together and throw in a little bit of an almond note, but not almond extract, the nuts themselves. And that's Almond Croissant. It's a very pleasant bakery. I still can't put my finger exactly on what it reminds me of, but it's pleasant, it's nice. Is it a home run in scent appeal for me? Not personally, but I do really like it. So how did this one do? Well, on the first day, I would say strength and throw a 7.5 out of 10. Second day, maybe 5 out of 10. Third day, maybe 2 out of 10. I left it going those 3 warming times, 19 hours altogether. And so it was fairly respectable. I would say if you like churro, butter pecan, if you like cookie scents, even cozy cookie, things like that, you would probably like this one. And I would probably warm this in medium zones. So for me, this would not be open concept strong enough, I don't think. And that's where I probably want to warm a scent like this because it's more down in my kitchen, living room area. So I'd probably warm this in like my bonus room, which is like our TV room. I would warm this maybe in the entranceway. If you like bakery scent in your bedroom, you can go for it, but this would be a great mixer. You could mix so many different things with this. A strong fruity scent to bakery it up a little bit. You could add other bakery scents to get little different concoctions. So this is a good one. And will I be repurchasing this? Yes, I'm going to repurchase it for the same reason it's Cloudberry Dreams. I want to give it a try in a full bar, but so far I like that one. Now we're going to talk about scent number 3, our last scent. This is Autumn Road Trip, and on cold sniff, this is about a medium plus. This is definitely the strongest of the 3 scents I feel on cold sniff, and it's in the fruity category, and it's a new release as well. And this one, it says, take a tour through crisp harvest apple, just pick Anjou pear, in a forest of towering silver oak. So do I get apple? That's the one thing I really can't, I'm searching for, I don't really get. If it's there, it's like a green apple, and I don't even really think there's very much in here. To my nose. All this is to my nose. I get a lot of pear. I get pumpkin. And I get silver oak. So I definitely get a lot of pumpkin in here, and pear, and silver oak. The things that this reminds me of is like a very earthy scent, like you're driving through, like going to an orchard and you're going to pick apples and pears, but you forgot to pick apples. You just picked pears and then you grabbed a bunch of pumpkins. So I find I get mostly pumpkin and mostly silver oak with this. There's no pumpkin in the scent description, but I feel like I get that. An earthy pumpkin. Like, it reminds me a lot of porch pumpkin. It reminds me of porch pumpkin, painted leaves, and maybe perfect pumpkin pear mixed together. Those are the three things I think about when I get this. As it warms, it is very earthy and woodsy, but pleasant. And if you found painted leaves way too strong, then you're probably going to want to try this one, because it's like they took painted leaves and dialed it down a notch by adding in those other things and making it a little more well-rounded. On Cold Sniff, I did pick up like a little masculine tinge of cologne-ness, but that kind of goes away when you warm it. It just blends in with the earthy silver oak, and you don't really pick it up as a cologne tone. So this one did pretty good. Let me just tell you, this is not a bedroom style scent, but I warmed it here in my bedroom just for continuity's sake. Strength and throw is about 8 out of 10 here in my bedroom, and I left it going 2 days, 30 hours. So pretty good performance on this. And like I said, it reminds me a lot of painted leaves. It reminds me a lot of porch pumpkin and a little bit of perfect pumpkin pear. So if you like any of those scents, you might want to pick those up. If you don't like perfect pumpkin pear, you might still like this because it just has little hints of that. And I would say this would be good for an open concept area. This would be good for an entranceway, more like a main living area, not a bedroom, not a bathroom, not a laundry room. So I would say for mixing, you could mix a Johnny Appleseed with this and see if you could get more apple. You could add in something like a pumpkin scent if you wanted to make it a little bit more pumpkin-y, although I find it pretty pumpkin-y already. And would I repurchase this? Probably just one to try in my main area, and that is Autumn Road Trip. So now we're going to draw for next week's scents. Here we go. We have them in this bag here. And I'm going to draw 6 scents from the bag. Some are going to be new releases. Some might be the returning scents to Scentsy, but there are new to the catalog. So anyway, you guys are going to pick 2 different scents by voting down in the comments section below. If you cannot vote on YouTube, find my Instagram post, it's Patricia Gates, and put your 2 votes there. Always check the pinned comment to see if voting is open or closed or not. And let's see if we can set another record. Scent number 1, Pretty in Plaid. Scent number 2, Apple and Oats. Scent number 3, Evergreen and Grapefruit. Scent number 4, Best in Snow. Scent number 5, Dancing Sugar Plums. And as I look at these, they're all very earthy tones. And scent number 6, Just for You. So lots of green down here. Just to review, Pretty in Plaid, a returning scent of the month. Apple and Oats, a new release in the bakery. Evergreen and Grapefruit, that was in the Fireside Trio, I believe, and it came back in the catalog now. Best in Snow, a new release in the fresh category. Dancing Sugar Plums, a new release in the spice category. And Just for You, a new release in the woods category, I believe. Anyway, thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. I'm sorry I look so tired. It's hard to fit all the warmings in and the video in 1 week. But I am loving the new release section of the Tester Tuesdays. It's my favorite part. So don't forget to vote, and I will see you guys in the next video.